Everyone, Hunter here from Lego Studios. Welcome to today's episode of Building Hoth, week 28. Yeah, I know I missed last week's segment. This segment was actually supposed to be last week's segment. Well, some things happened, and I just got busy, and sadly I had to not cancel, but skip a week. The reason why is, and I'll explain more, is as you can see, this giant behemoth right here, it's not even done yet. I found out some things that I needed that I didn't have in hand when I was building the body, and I really wanted to get it in hand, and by the time I realized this, it was like Saturday, and I could have just showed you guys the body. There's only a few things that I added on after the fact when I got the parts in. Again, I'll explain in a little bit. Technically I could have just showed you what I had, and that would have been fine and dandy. But I really wanted to do a bit more work on the walker because I really wanted to continue working on this thing. So I was talking to Matt as well, because I think he was streaming or something. But I was talking with him in the chat and asked him, what do you think I should do? Should I just record this segment, or should I just wait for next week's segment when I had some parts in and I was able to do more? And he just said, I recommend you just wait, and it's much nicer to do that. But I do have a lot to show you guys in the 2 weeks. Basically, of course, we have the giant walker, which I have the good old porg right there. I have lights that came in. I have the part order that came in that helped the walker, but also is some filler brick. And then I've also placed another order, which I'll mention in just a second. So we have a bit to cover, so let's get right into today's segment. Okay guys, so starting off today's segment, I'm going to show you guys some of the smaller stuff before I show you to the large walker which you've all been probably waiting for. Now I do want to make sure that you guys know that it is not complete. I still need to work on a few things. And I've got parts coming in so I can continue working on it, and I'll explain more about that when I get to the walker. But first of all, we're going to show you a little Bricklink haul from Blaine's World on Bricklink. Basically, I made a purchase on Sunday or Saturday, I can't remember which day, and I made a quick purchase on it because I needed some parts for the walker, as well as I needed filler brick because of the purpose of, laying more plates down. So we have about 100 bricks, 100 blue bricks. I know that doesn't look like 100, but it is. And then 100 of the 1x4 blue bricks for the border. So I haven't messed with it yet because of the fact I've been focusing on that, and plus I've been busy, so I haven't been able to actually work with the bricks yet. So I will be working on that this week. My goal for this next week's segment is going to be more filler, so I can actually start mapping out the mountain again, and of course laying more plates down so I can get a better look of Hoth. So I'm pretty happy about getting this in. Again, Blaine actually had some really great prices. I definitely recommend it. I will be leaving a link to his Bricklink store in the description if you want to check it out. He doesn't have, in some sorts, he doesn't have a huge quantity of a certain part, but others he does. Like another blue bricks, he has like a couple hundreds. I just picked up 100 because it was just a quick order. I also purchased another order to Blaine's World today, like a couple hours ago actually. Basically ordering some more parts that I needed for the walker. I ran out of jumper pieces and 1x2 plates for the walker, and I kind of had to substitute a few things. So you'll see in the walker, like in a few spots, instead of being gray, it's going to be like 1x2 trans red. So it's going to look off. Don't worry, it will be changed when I get it in the mail this week. But yeah, he shipped these to me pretty fast. I got it Wednesday, and I think I ordered it Sunday. So it was pretty fast, so I should be getting the next order pretty soon as well. Again, I think the total cost was like $30, I think. And I know that might sound, oh my goodness, that's insane. Um, well, I did buy 100 bricks. I did buy 100 of this brick, as well as I bought like 50 or 60 of this type of piece that is used for the walker. So I don't mind, plus of course tax. So I thought it was a pretty good deal. Next, what we're going to be showing you guys is the lights that I will be using in the mock. I'm super excited to show you guys this. So let's show you right now. And guys, this is the lights we were going to be using for the mock of Hoth. So this is coming from Brick Stuff. And I, of course, found them from my buddy Matt, or the Brick Wiz. He's, of course, sponsored by him, and he's using them. He told me how good these lights were. He was really enjoying it, which got me intrigued to it. And so I did some background. I did some looking at some mocks that used the lights. Really enjoyed it. I checked them out. I checked the prices. Pretty good prices, actually. I really like this. Like, the total cost was like 50 some dollars, which I know sounds like a lot. But I did buy a starter kit and some extra lights. Also, I did get my my order pretty cheap, a little bit cheaper. I got a discount because I used Brickwist's little coupon, or little discount coupon code. So I got quite a few things. Again, I bought the starter kit, which came with a battery box, 4 or 5 connectors, can't remember how many wires, and then like 8 lights. Then I also bought a 4-pack of lights, just because it's a little extra lights for me to use. Now, I was going to buy a 10-pack of lights, but sadly they didn't have any in stock, so I just bought a 4-pack. No big deal. So I got it in the mail like less than a week after. Yeah, less than a week after I purchased the lights, and I really enjoy this. I'm really happy. I'm definitely going to be purchasing these lights from Brick Stuff again. Also came with this little cool Brick Stuff 2x2 plate. It is actual authentic Lego. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it does have the Lego license symbol on that. So it is authentic Lego. It's just a print. Oops. It is just a printed tile. So I will try to find a way to put this in here, just because to give it a little tidbit for their lights. So if anyone asks what lights I use, they can just look at the one piece, or basically it's just a little piece that shows that it's Brick Stuff. But again, I got the 4 lights. I got the bag. I actually have not used any of the stuff in this bag other than the connector. Basically, I wanted to test it out. I wanted to see how the lights were, and how basically testing out everything, making sure I knew what I was doing. And it is really simple. It is really simple. It does have this little card that is an introduction to it, and basically tells you how to do it. But I basically took one of the wires out of the 4-pack. That's where there's only 3 in here, and grabbed the battery box, put some batteries in, put the conductor, or I just said it, the conductor, I'm just going to say it right now, plugged in a light, and that is pretty bright. I can see on the camera it just looks like a thing of light. It doesn't even look like an actual lighting or LED light, I guess, on camera. But it is very bright. I'm pretty happy with it. What's really nice about this is with the connectors, that's what the word I was looking for. With the wires, basically, you just continuing the wire strand, because this, of course, can only go so far, and I don't want to buy like so many battery boxes that I have to put one in every section. So in certain places, I'll just have one battery box, but I'll have multiple of the connectors, multiple of the wires, and just like spread it all out. That way I'm saving me a bit of money. But I definitely will be continuing on buying the Brick Stuff lights. I'm super happy that I have these lights in hand. I can't wait to figure out ways to intrude them into the mock. I will find ways. I know I'm going to put a lot of lights in Echo Base. I'm still trying to figure out how to do it inside, like, well, not inside, but outside in the battlefield. I want to figure out some lights, basically the light up to give it a bit more, light on both inside and outside, so it's not just the battlegrounds completely not lit up where the inside's completely lit up. I want to figure out a way to do it. If you have any ideas, let me know, because I'd be really, really appreciate that. So, guys, time to show you guys what you probably all have been waiting for. I'm super excited to show you this. Let's show that good old walker. Let's go. And there you are. So that is the minifig scale AT-AT Rich Boy J Walker. Now, again, it is not complete, so hopefully you all won't hate on saying, hey, it's missing its legs, or hey, it's missing the whole plating on the back and as well as the side. Don't worry, it is not done. Again, just waiting on some pieces so I can actually continue working on the panels. Like this panel right here used up all the rest of my plates and jumper pieces that I had left. So kind of hard to continue building when I don't actually have everything that I needed. I do want to point out that the wedge plates, or the wedge pieces, whatever they're called, the ones right here, that's what I bought from Blaine's World. I bought enough to continue this, so I do have enough now. I'm pretty happy, but oh my goodness, this thing looks so awesome. Shout out to Rich Boy J on this one. Like, this is freaking insane. Now, I do want to point out that, yes, these guys do have, the Walker does have regular Imperial Stormtroopers in. You can't see the ones on the opposite side. I will be pausing the recording in just a sec so I can actually turn it around and show you the opposite side so you can kind of see a bit better of the interior. On this side, you can kind of see a bit of it. Of course, you can see the inside where that lonely stormtrooper is, I guess, right now. Actually, no, there's another stormtrooper, I just noticed. Then you have the little technic room, or technician's room, with the Imperial officer. Now, if I'm correct, that's actually supposed to be where the snowspeeders go, or the Imperial snowspeeders go. I just passed on it just because that was extra money, and honestly, I don't think I need them right now, so I should be fine. Also, if you're wondering why this space is completely empty and why this just looks completely out of sorts, that is actually where the battery box is supposed to go, the large battery box right beside it, and here is actually supposed to be a motor. Basically, it isn't necessary. It isn't completely needed. It isn't needed for the actual build. It's just a special thing, basically allowing it to light up the mock, allowing it to have the zip line be able to go up and down. Now, you're probably thinking, well, you need that. You should add that. I probably will later on in the road, but right now it's not really a fully necessary thing, and I think I can pass on it for just now, just because I've spent a lot of money on this thing, like a ton of money, as well as I'm also spending money on other things for Hoth, as well as other things not relating to Hoth, including like 2 Lego sets that I just purchased that are on the floor right now. Back to what I was saying. So, buying a battery box and a motor and just a few extra things, I think I can wait. It isn't going to affect the mock in any sort of way. So, I'm just so happy on how this looks. As you can look down below, as you can see, again, those red 1x2 plates that are sticking out, that's the pieces of what I'm talking about. Those are actually supposed to be in gray. I ran out of them, and I just continued to build on. I did take some off of my some of my other sets, like some of the smaller sets, because one, the panel really used a lot of them, and in my opinion, this is going to be kind of covered up by the legs, so I'm not completely worried about it. Where this is not going to be covered up by anything. That's how it looks right now. As you can see already, that it's got some dark gray plates in it. That, in technical terms, no, that wasn't intentional, because of the fact that I ran out of them, and so I just started using dark gray. But actually, it kind of gives it a really cool look, in my opinion. It kind of gives it a little more damaged or more realistic look, I guess you can say. Wow, I just said realistic, and this thing is from a movie franchise that is not completely realistic. Oh, okay, so back to what I was saying. There's a few things I do need to change, like right here. I don't know if you can tell. It's like the underbelly. Part of the underbelly is in the wrong color. Basically, I didn't get the correct parts in, so I just took them. Again, I was in that building mode where I didn't want to stop building, so I just took some tires that I did have on hand that were in black. Same piece, just different color. Don't worry, that will be changed later on. But guys, this thing is so cool. Like, it is. This has taken me. Okay, so I do want to say that the actual body and head took me about a week to build, just because it was just me starting and stopping because of work and other things that I had going on. But it took me about a week to get this completely built. Basically, what I waited to do was the panel and a few extra details like the Stormies and all that type of thing, which I know you probably, if I would have just shown you guys this without the panel, you probably would have said, oh, that's completely fine. We still enjoy it. We're still seeing the walker. I know, but I really wanted to see what one of the panels looked like. So it looks so cool seeing this. Like, it's almost done. I can't wait to get this on the mock. I've already started measuring the scale to it. It looks so cool, in my opinion. Like, me holding it on top, because of course it doesn't have his legs, but me holding it, like, in place where I'm wanting to put it, it just looks so cool. Next week's segment, I'm wanting to focus on building a leg, and as well as placing down some filler and maybe some plates. But I know I have enough for at least one leg and 1 foot, especially now that I'm getting some jumpers and some other plates in, so hopefully I have plenty enough, and if I don't, I'll just make another small order. So I'm super excited to get this thing built, and I can't wait to see this thing on the actual battlefield. I had James over today, and he and I were prototyping a few things for Hoth. Also, if you notice that basically I haven't really shown Hoth right now. That's because a lot of the parts are still on Hoth for the walker. What I'm going to do after this segment, I'm probably going to take this off, or at least remove everything else that's on here, and make this my table for building, because I've been working on the Hoth table. So I'm probably going to switch that way. That area is completely cleaned off. I also do want to mention that I know that this week's segment is going to come out later on Sunday, because the time I'm recording this is like 11 o'clock on Saturday. Well, at least 11 o'clock at night. The reason why is I didn't get off of work until 6, and again, James came over today. He didn't leave until a little after 10, because he and I were working hard on a few things. A couple things, of course, for Hoth. I guess behind the scenes, and then after we got done, he and I got into a game of Battlefront, so we were enjoying ourselves for a little bit, and then around a little after 10, I think it was like 10:20, he left, and I had to clean up, because I knew I wanted to do today's segment today, and I had to clean up. I had to get everything ready for the segment. So I do want to apologize for this segment coming out late. Don't worry. Next week it should be fine. I just want to let you know I still need to edit this video together, and I of course need to upload it. So it is probably going to take late into tomorrow, but at least I'm not missing this week's segment. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy this week's segment. I am going to turn around the walker so you can kind of see a bit more of what it looks like on that side. I will not show the head right now, because I don't want to show everything in this video, because one, it is almost 20 minutes long already. But I want to do a separate video just on the walker itself, so basically a full-on review of this thing. So I am going to be waiting to like show the inside of the head and basically all the small little details. So I'm going to pause the recording, turn this bad boy around, and that's going to call it quits. So let's see right there. Okay, guys, so for the final part of this episode, I did want to show you guys basically the opposite side, because I did load this walker up with some troops. As you can see, there's some stormtroopers down in the bottom part, as well as in the top area of the, I guess, lounging area, or the weapon slash sitting room, I guess you can say. This looks so cool even on this side. I think the other side looks better because of the fact that it does have the one panel. Again, hopefully, if I get the parts in on time, I'm going to try and build the other panels. I'm gonna do my best. Hopefully I can get enough work done on the walker, because this week I am going to be busy. I have to work till Tuesday. Then I have Wednesday and Thursday off, which I'm going to do my best on those 2 days. That's probably the 2 days I'm going to be doing the most of the work. So I hope you guys enjoyed this week's segment. I know I missed last week's episode, but I think this is going to pay off, being it is basically the walker almost done. It isn't complete, but it is close to it. Also, I do want to point out one thing. I know I mentioned when I first got the parts in that I said that was like only half. Yeah, that is not true. That is, I kind of over-exaggerated, because I'm pretty sure I have like over half of the parts. Like, I think I'm over 75% of the parts done. So I did over-exaggerate just a little bit. But I don't care. I'm super happy to have this thing right now. I think this thing is so insane right now. I'm still in awe that I have this, and it's not even complete yet. I can't wait to see this fully complete. So I think that's going to call it quits for this week's episode of Building Hoth. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, definitely smash that like button. As well as, if you're new to this channel, definitely subscribe, because we've got some more awesome episodes of Hoth coming up. And if you want, if whatever you want to say about the walker, if you enjoy it, as well as if you like the new lights that are going to be put in the mock, as well as the bricks that are going to be used for the actual filler, let me know in the comment section what you think about it. Let me know what you think of the walker. If you love it, if you hate it, let me know. And I think that's going to be it. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in next week's episode of Building Hoth. See you guys.